Okay then. So, for the project, I decided to do Scene 2, Act 3. Alright, so this is when Mark Antony gives his great speech to the civilians to turn them against Brutus and Cassius and the conspirators for the death of Caesar. Alright then, so there's our setup, there's our play. Alright. It's not great. Don't judge. Alright then, so here are our actors. Here, right here, that's Brutus. He's smiling. That's Cassius right there. He's also smiling. There's Antony. He's very angry. Angry, as you can see. And here we have all the townspeople. And then here we have Caesar's dead body. Okay then. So, yeah. Also, as you see, they're all bald except for that guy. He's just lucky. Alright then. Let's go.
We will be satisfied. Let us be satisfied. Then follow me and give me audience, friends. Go you into the other street and part the numbers. Those that will hear me speak, let him stay here. Those that will follow Cassius, go with him. The public reason shall be rendered of Caesar's death. I will hear Brutus speak. I will hear Cassius and compare their reasons. When eventually we hear them rendered, the noble Brutus is ascended. Silence! Be patient till the last, Romans, countrymen, and lovers, hear me for my cause. And be silent that you may hear, believe me, for mine honor, and have respect to mine honor, that you may believe. Censure me in your wisdom, and awake your senses, that you may be the better judge. If there be any in this assembly, any dear friends of Caesar's to him, I say, the Brutus' love to Caesar was no less than his. If then that friend demand why Brutus rose against Caesar, this is my answer. Not that I love Caesar less, but that I love Rome more. Had you rather Caesar were living and die all slaves, that Caesar were dead, to live all freemen? As Caesar loved me, I weep for him. As he was fortunate, I rejoice at it. He was a valiant, I honor him. But as he was ambitious, I slew him. There is tears for death for his ambition. Who is here so base that would be a bondman? If any, speak. For him have I offended. Who is here so rude that would not be a Roman? If any speak, for him I have offended. Who is here so vile that will not love his country? If any speak, for him have I offended. I pause for a reply. None, Brutus, none. Then none have I offended? I have done no more to Caesar than you shall do to Brutus. The question of his death is enrolled in the Capitol, his glory not executed where he was worthy, not his offenses enforced, for which he suffered death. Here comes his body mourned by a Mark Antony, who, though he had no hand in his death, shall receive the benefit of his dying, a place in the commonwealth, as which of you shall not. With this I depart, that as I slew my best lover for the good of Rome, I have the same dagger for myself when it shall please my country to need my death. Live, Brutus, live, live!
Bring him with triumph home into his house. Give him a statue with his ancestors. Let him be Caesar. Caesar's pot shall be crowned in Brutus. We'll bring him to his house with shouts and clamors. Brew, my countrymen, my countrymen. Peace, silence. Brutus speaks. Peace, ho.
Good countrymen, let me depart alone, and for my sake stay here with Antony. By our permission he is allowed to make. I do not entreat you, not a man depart, save till Antony have spoke. Stay ho, and let us hear Mark Antony. Let him go up into the public chair. We'll hear him. Noble Antony, go up. For Brutus' sake I am beholding to you. What does he say to Brutus? He says for Brutus' sake he finds himself beholding us all. There best he speak no harm of Brutus here. This Caesar was a tyrant. Nay, that's certain. We were blessed that Rome is rid of him. Peace, let us hear what Antony can say. You gentle Romans. Peace, ho, let us hear him. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after him. The good is often interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus hath told you Caesar was ambitious. If it were so, it was a grievous fault, and grievously hath Caesar answered it. Here, under leave of Brutus and the rest. For Brutus is an honourable man. So are they all honourable men. Come, I to speak in Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Brutus he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honourable man. He hath brought many captives home to Rome. Whose ransoms did the general coffers fill? Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? When that the poor have cried, Caesar's half wept. Ambition should be made of stern for stuff. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honourable man. You all did see that in a Lupercal I thrice presented him a kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this ambitious? And sure he was an honourable man. I speak not to disapprove what Brutus spoke, but here I am to speak what I do know. You all did love him once, not without cause. What cause withholds you then to mourn for him? O judgment, thou art fled to British beasts, and men have lost their reason? Bear with me, my heart is in the coffin there with Caesar, and I must pause till he come to me. Methinks there is much reason in his sayings. If thou consider rightly of the matter, Caesar has had great wrong. Has he masters? I fear that there will be a worse come in his place. Mark ye his words. He will not fake the crown. Therefore, 'tis certain he was not ambitious. There's not a cooler man in Rome than Antony. Now, mark him. He begins again to speak. But yesterday, the word of Caesar might have stood against the world. Now lies he there, and none so poor to do him revenge. O masters, if I were disposed to stir your hearts and minds to mutiny and rage, I should do Brutus wrong, and Caesar wrong, and Cassius wrong, who you all know are honourable men. I will not do them wrong. I rather choose to wrong the dead, to wrong myself, and you, than I will wrong such honorable men. But here is a parchment with the seal of Caesar. I found it in his closet. This his will. Let but the commons hear this testament, which, pardon me, I do not mean to read. And they would go and kiss dead Caesar's wounds, and dip their napkins in his sacred blood. Ye beg the hair of him for memory, and dine mention it within their wills unto their issue.
Well, hear the will. Read it, Mark Antony. The will. We will hear Caesar's will.
Have patience, gentle friend. I must not read it. It is not meet. You know how Caesar loved you. You are not wood. You are not stones, but men. And being men, hearing the will of Caesar, it will inflame you. It will make you mad. This good, you know, not that you are his hearers. For if you should, oh, what would come of it?
Read the will. We'll hear it, Antony. You shall read us the will. Caesar's will.
Will you be patient? Will you stay a while? I have overshot myself to tell you of it. I fear I wrong the honorable men, whose daggers have stabbed Caesar. I do fear it.
They were traitors, honorable men. All will be testament. They were villains, murderers. The will read the will.
You will compel me, then, to read the will? Then make a ring about the corpse of Caesar, and let me show you him that made the will. Shall I descend, and will you give me leave?
Calm down. Descend. You shall have leave. A ring. Stand round. Stand from the ears. Stand from the body. Room for Antony. Most noble Antony. Nay, press. Not so upon me. Stand far off. Stand back. Room. Bear back. If you have tears, prepare to shed them now. You all do know this mantle. I remember the first time ever Caesar put it on. 'Twas on a summer's evening in his tent. The day he overcome the Nerval. Look, in this place ran Cassius' daggers through. See what a rent the Envenius Casca made. Through this the well-beloved Brutus stabbed. As he plucked the cursed steel away, mark how the blood of Caesar followed it, as rushing out of the doors to be resolved, if Brutus unkindly knocked or no. For Brutus, as you know, was Caesar's angel. Judge, O you gods, how dearly Caesar loved him. This was the most unkindest cut of all, for when the noble Caesar saw him stab, ingratitude more strong than traitor's arms, quite vanquished him, then burst his mighty heart, and then his mantle muffling up his face, even at the base of Pompey's statue, which all the while ran blood. Great Caesar fell. Oh, what a fall was there, my countrymen! Then I and you and all of us fell down, whilst bloody treason flourished over us. Oh, now you weep, and I perceive you feel. You deign to pity. Your gracious drops, kind souls, what weep you when you but behold? Our Caesar's venture wounded. Look you here. Here is himself marred, as you see, with traitors. Oh, piteous spectacle! Oh, noble Caesar! Oh, a woeful day! Traitors! Villains! Oh, most bloody sight! We will be revenged! All revenge! About, seek, burn, fire, kill, slay! Let not a traitor live! Stay, countrymen! Peace there! Hear the noble Antony! We'll hear him! We'll follow him! We'll die with him! Good friends, sweet friends, let me not stir you up to such a sudden flood of mutiny. They that have done the deed are honourable. What private griefs they have, alas, I know not, that made them do it. They are wise and honourable, and will no doubt with reason answer you. I come not, friends, to seal away your heart. I am no orator, as Brutus is, but, as you know me all, a plain blunt man that love my friend, and that they know full well, that gave me public leave to speak of him, for I have neither wit, nor words, nor worth, action, nor utterance, nor the power of speech to sermon's blood. I only speak right on. I tell you that which you yourselves do know. Show your sweet Caesar's wounds, poor dumb mouths, and bid them speak for me. But were I, Brutus, and Brutus Antony, there were an Antony, would ruffle up your spirits and put a tongue in every wound of Caesar that should move the stones of Rome to rise in mutiny. Oh, mutiny! We'll burn the house of Brutus. Away then! Come seek the conspirators. Yet hear me, countrymen. Yet hear me speak. Oh, peace, ho! Hear Antony, most noble Antony. Why, friends, you go to do you know not what, wherein half Caesar dost deserve your loves. Alas, you know not, I must tell you, then. You have forgotten the will I told you of. Most true. The will. Let's stay and hear the will. Here is the will, and under Caesar's seal. To every Roman citizen he gives, to every several man, 75 drachmas. Most noble Caesar, will revenge his death. Oh, loyal Caesar, hear me with patience. Peace, ho! Moreover, he hath left you all his walks, his private arbours, and new planted orchards on this side Tiber. He hath left them you, to walk aboard and recreate yourselves. Here was a Caesar, when comes such another. Never, never, come away. Away, we'll burn his body in the holy place, and with the brands fire the traitor's house. Take up the body. Go fetch the fire. Pluck down benches. Pluck down floors, windows, anything. Now, let it work. Mischief thou art afoot. Take thou what course thou wait. Sir Octavius is ready to come to Rome. Where is he? He and Lepidus are at Caesar's house, and thither will I straight to visit him. He comes upon a wish. Fortune is merry, and in this mood will give us anything. I heard him say Brutus and Cassius are ridden like madmen through the gates of Rome. Belike they had some notice of the people, how I have moved them.
Bring me to Octavian. To Octavius.
Do 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 do. And that is all. And I sing this because I have nothing better to sing. Da 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 da. Da 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 da.